Hello and good morning, traders. I hope you guys had a great weekend and are ready for more analysis, discussion about trading, and ready to hit the ground running for the week. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin, and I'm going to be basically revealing what I'm currently doing, as I've been speaking about in previous videos, and showing you exactly what I think is happening right now and the ways that you can take advantage of this through trading and investing. So we're going to get straight into the charts. I'm going to show you an example of one of the trades I took last week that I was speaking about, and also what I think is going to happen next on Bitcoin and how you can kind of prepare for that. Now, if you are new to our channel, guys, please hit the subscribe button and do like our videos, because it really helps us get out to more people to share the love and content. So with that being said, let's hit the screens and let's show you what's happening right now on Bitcoin and what I see. So I'm going to show you some things here that are important, and the most important thing is understanding what type of market we are in and how to actually make money from it, and how to not get carried away with FOMO and also FUD. And I'm going to start by reviewing one of the trades that we were speaking about. Now, if you didn't see that video that I did on Bitcoin, I'll put it in the description and I'll link it at the end of this video as well, so you can go check that out. But stay here right now with me, because the most important thing is also to learn as to what might happen next, okay? And what I'm seeing right now in the markets, by the way, guys, is conflicting signals. And when you get conflicting signals, there's normally one outcome, and it's a ranging market, okay? That's what happens when you have conflicting signals. You end up with a ranging market. So let's talk about the lower time frames first. So firstly, I want to talk about the 4-hour chart, okay? And if we have a look here, I just want to show you, if you trade through FTX, you can do like a share P&L type thing. And this is the trade that I took. I could remember that on my last video, I couldn't remember the exact entry price that I had. I thought it was 45.5. The actual entry price here was 45,648. So I sold there. And if you recall in that video, I was talking about a target of 41,850. Now, as you can see, I ended up coming out at 42,340. So I didn't let it quite go all the way to my target. And I want to speak about that and why I didn't let it go, because it actually did get there. But when I was it was kind of like when I was very, very close to my target. Okay, so I came out, basically opened it on the 10th of Feb, closed it on the 12th of Feb, and look at the time I closed it, 12:37 a.m. So essentially what I did was I left my target in, I was relaxing for the evening and, watching my Netflix and just chilling out. I'm watching Breaking Bad, by the way, if anyone has watched that before. I kind of didn't quite get into it until now. I know it's quite an old program, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Anyway, without digressing, and I kind of was like, okay, I need to go to bed now. Let's see if Bitcoin hit my target. And at 12:37, the price was basically here, 42,340. Now, think of it like this. If I've got a stop up here, well, my stop was above here, but let's say, wherever it is at 47,000, or this area here, for the small gain that I would be making, would I want to take that overnight risk? Would I want to run it through the weekend? Not really, right? It doesn't make any sense. Now, if we kind of just take a look at my entry point. So my entry point was basically sold at 45,648. So let me show you where that was exactly. It was there roughly, right? We can even just 40. 5, 6, 4, 8. So I sold there, okay, and my exit was 42,340. Let's get it exact. And you should go back and rewatch that video, because I was speaking a lot more in detail when I was actually in the trade. And you get a different feeling for it than now. And I came out there, and my actual real target was 41,385. Hold on. 41,850. That was my target. You can see, had I left it alone, right? Had I left it alone, it would have hit the target. But here's the thing, right? You got to think about. Oh, I've got my pen up here. The thing you want to think about is, when I came out here, I had a feeling that, yes, I had a feeling that it would spike down. That's why I set that target there already. And, and I spoke about this in the last video. We had the 200 EMA, really basically, which we broke on the 4-hour chart for the first time. And this was going to be a natural area of support. So it kind of made sense to kind of come out there. And you can see as well that this is a great past resistance point. So it was a natural place for it to kind of, potentially bring in some new demand. And the other thing is, so specifically about this, that the idea here is like, well, why would I not come out a little bit early rather than say, what if I'd woken up and the buyers had stepped in here and then suddenly the market was up here? Well, all of that great work would have kind of gone to waste. And so you've got to sometimes think about, like, what is the reward that I'm going to get, the moving reward versus the risk that I now have on the table. And that's why sometimes it makes sense, take your profit and then move on. You don't want to take it too early. So if the price was up here, then that's a completely different thing. That's really just kind of snatching at profit because you're fearful, right? But this has really pretty much gone, my rule, actually, just so you know, for my trading is, as long as it goes to at least 75% of my target, you're kind of good to go, right? You're good to go. You can close it out early, and it would really be, for me, it's kind of profit target hit. Okay, so reason for entry, I spoke about this in the last video, but look at this. We speak about this all the time. Past support here. Look at that. Look how strong this area here, becoming future resistance. And that's why I was able to pinpoint almost pretty much the exact high point before this big turn. And the thing is, when you can do that, you can get these kind of big returns. 36% on one trade in a couple of days. That is an exceptional return. So so these are the sort of things that you need to be prepared for. And it's also about understanding this for the future. So, like, well, in the future, if this market was to go and break here, well, this area here now becomes a great support area, and you can use the pullbacks there to buy it, right? Okay, so let's move on from this conversation. So at the moment, excuse me, we want to talk about what's going to happen next, and I want to talk about the conflicting signals. So right now, for example, on the lower time frame, the 4-hour time frame, we have a pullback into this 200 EMA, which I spoke about before as being quite important, because this has acted as really great support and really great resistance. And when we tend to be above it, the market tends to rally, right? And when we tend to be below it, the market tends to fall, okay? So with that being said, right now we are right there at a very, very critical point where the market is either going to hold and start to go up, or if we close below here, it could potentially start to trend back down. Now, let's go over to the weekly chart because it's important. Now, I recommend every Monday or Sunday night, you need to look at the weekly chart, okay? Because it will close out and you'll see what kind of candle we got. And if you have a look here, the question is, what kind of candle formation is that? Okay, is it bearish or is it bullish? Well, if you know your candle formations, this weekly candle is absolutely certainly bearish. And what's happened is we have basically gone to this past support point that is now acted as resistance, and the market has basically held. You've got to be very, very careful here. Okay, you've got to be very, very careful. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, we've got that long signal. So here's what might happen, right? Maybe this market will start to go and attempt to break higher, right? It could do. But until we get a bullish weekly candle, you know, I'm always going to be thinking, where are the bears going to step in? Okay, because we've got this kind of level here as well. Because maybe the market will have this last push there, and then the bears will come in, and maybe we'll get another high test weekly candle. So if you see Bitcoin rally, what I don't want you to do, guys, is I don't want you to jump in worrying you're going to miss the move. If you want to take a long trade, well, in my opinion, you want to be taking the long trade close to now, right? Where it's at a value point. If you start to see it go up here, suddenly it's not a value point, because this is now becoming the area of interest for the sellers. So just be careful. Now, one other thing I want to share with you guys. Okay, I don't want to make this an extremely long video. So one more thing here. If I just scroll out, if we can. Right. If you have a look here, this here is the 50 EMA, and this one here is the Fibonacci 61.8% EMA. And you can see that we were holding here as good support in the past, but we are below that right now. And that's another bearish signal. Okay. Now, the last time we were kind of below the blue line was down here. Whoops, let's get that pen sorted. So it was down here. Okay, so we basically went below it, we bounced, and then we went all the way down to this blue line. And then if we kind of take another example, similar, we went below it, and then we rallied, and then we went all the way down to this blue line. Is this same thing happening here? Below the blue line, rally, and then that? It's absolutely possible, guys. It's absolutely possible. Now, if that was to happen, this will be basically bringing us back down to about 20K. Okay. Now, nobody wants to see that. I'm a Bitcoin investor. I'm a crypto investor. We don't want to think about, Jesus, do we want to think about Bitcoin going to 20K? Right? It might feel like a disaster. But our job is not to ignore things. Our job is to try and figure out what might happen. And, you know, and I'm just preparing you that this is a possibility. Okay. Now, one last thing I want to do here, guys. I'm just going to check something that I haven't checked yet. Where does the fib bring us into? The fib brings us into this block. Okay. So if you are going to get this reversal, according to the Fibonacci, the low point would be anywhere between here and here, which kind of fits in. You know, this blue line is in that box. So look, again, definitely don't want to create FUD in the markets. Not that I'm personally going to be able to do that, but within my group and within you guys listening to me. But you can make a lot of money. Okay, you can make a lot of money from doing this. And, you know, and so that's the way you want to look at it. Investments are long-term, but right now, if we can predict this, I mean, if we can accurately predict and the market does indeed do this, you can make a hell of a lot of money. And then you get the opportunity to potentially buy Bitcoin and other cryptos for a much cheaper price. So just keep in mind, guys. So if you start to see this big rally, just bear in mind, it doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Okay. And obviously I'll keep you guys as informed as I can. So that is all from me today, guys. I will link the last video that I did on Bitcoin at the end of this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to join our community. Go to the Crypto and FX Traders Club. I'll also post that in the comments to be surrounded by like-minded people. So it's our Facebook group. and hit the like button, guys. Please, if you are enjoying our content, we really do appreciate any comments and anything else you can give us. Okay, but of course we won't ever force anybody to do that. That is absolutely all from me today, guys. Wishing you a great day, good trading, good investing, and most importantly, good health to you. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.